Okay, let's dive into something that, well, it took someone 52 years to finally figure out. And it's a lesson that hits on this huge misunderstanding so many of us have about life, about success, and our most precious resource, time.
And the whole thing kicks off with this massive, bold claim. I mean, think about it. Everything you've been led to believe about getting older, about what it means to be fulfilled, it's all wrong. Either the world is lying to us, or maybe, just maybe, they don't know the real truth themselves. That's a heck of a way to start, isn't it?
So what was the big turning point? Well, it happened at age 52. That's when a life-shattering event just slammed on the brakes. It forced a total reevaluation of absolutely everything. The life that had been on cruise control for decades, it came to a sudden, violent stop.
And this whole experience, it revealed a really tough truth. He'd been living his life on autopilot. You know what I mean, right? Just going through the motions, checking off all the boxes that society says are important, but never once stopping to ask, wait, why am I even doing this?
So, what was the catalyst for all this? A massive heart attack, right in the middle of a business meeting. And as he's lying there in a hospital bed, with all the machines beeping around him, this terrifying thought hits him like a ton of bricks. I haven't been living my life at all. I've just been performing, just meeting expectations. That's it.
This whole idea of living on autopilot, it's captured perfectly by this one core metaphor, the wrong wall. It's such a powerful way to think about what happens when we're all chasing success without ever stopping to figure out what that word actually means to us personally.
And I mean, does any of this sound familiar? Because we all tell ourselves these little lies, don't we? Oh, when I get more money, then I'll be happy. When I get that promotion, then I'll finally relax. We're always moving the goalposts for our own happiness. We keep promising ourselves that someday is when we'll really start living. But let's be honest, that day never seems to arrive.
Wow. This quote it hits so hard. I mean, can you imagine spending 30 years of your life, your one and only life, climbing, sacrificing, pushing yourself, only to get to the very top and realize your ladder was leaning against the wrong wall the entire time? And you can't just climb back down and start over. That's not how time works.
And this is the trap of success, right here. Society promises us that if we just achieve enough, make enough money, we'll get that lasting feeling of fulfillment. But what's the reality? The thrill of that big achievement, it's gone in like 48 hours. And then what? You're right back where you started, looking for the next hit. It's a hamster wheel, a never-ending chase for validation that, deep down, never, ever satisfies.
Okay, so living like this, stuck on that hamster wheel, it leads to something way worse than just feeling unfulfilled. It leads to regret. But the real cost of regret, it's probably not what you think it is. It's not about the mistakes you've made. It's about the chances you never, ever took. And this is such a key difference. Think about it. The things that really haunt you in those quiet moments late at night, they're not your failures. Nobody's losing sleep over a business deal that went south 20 years ago. No way. What keeps you up? It's the ghosts of the things you didn't do. The trip to Japan you never took. The book you never wrote. The time you didn't spend with your kids.
Man, this one just makes it so painfully real. It's not about the big, epic failures. It's about the small stuff. The seemingly insignificant moments that we just let slip through our fingers. Those little moments we sacrifice because we're too busy. We always think there's going to be more time, but there isn't. There really, really isn't.
So, after all of that, the heart attack, the wrong wall, the crushing regret, what's the big secret? What's the profound truth that was uncovered? Well, it turns out to be embarrassingly simple.
And here it is. It's so simple it's almost annoying, right? After a whole lifetime of chasing money and status and all this complexity, the answer was just this: spending time with people you love, doing work that actually feels meaningful, experiencing things instead of just owning them, and just being present. That's it. These are the pillars of a good life, and they're the very things we so often trade away for stuff that, in the end, just doesn't matter.
But let's be super clear about something. This isn't about telling you to quit your job and go live in a shack on a remote island. Not at all. It's about reprioritizing inside the life you already have. It's about making a conscious choice right now to stop sacrificing what really matters for what really doesn't.
Okay, so how do we actually start making those choices? It all starts with a brand new mindset. A philosophy where we stop waiting for the right time. We have to understand that your someday is today. This is where we take all this insight and we finally turn it into action.
All right, let's get real for a second. I want you to really honestly ask yourself this question. If you died tomorrow, would you be satisfied with the life you've lived so far?
And I'm not talking about whether you'd have an impressive eulogy. I mean, would you be satisfied? If the answer is no, what on earth are you waiting for?
So here it is, a new approach to life. It's a simple but really powerful list of stops and starts. Stop waiting for permission. Stop putting off joy for some imaginary someday. And please, stop sacrificing your health and your relationships for your career. And start calling the people you love. Start taking those trips you're always dreaming about. Just start. Now. Not next month. Not after this one last thing is done. Today.
And isn't this the craziest irony? Most of us go through life like we've got forever, you know? Like we're invincible. But it's only when you really, truly get your head around the fact that your time is limited, that the clock is ticking for every single one of us, that you actually start to live. That's when you finally stop wasting time and just live.
That future you're always planning for? That magical someday out on the horizon where everything will finally be perfect and you'll get to be happy? It's not real. It's a fantasy. The only time you actually have is right now, this very moment. Someday is today. It always has been.